super early. Like I have to wake up like 5 in the morning. Like I don't wake up at 5 in the morning. Like that's not me. And we have to see our stupid teacher. Like, I don't like math. Like our math teacher is like, like I need to get my nails done. They look so ratchet.
Don't spend too much.
Yeah, whatever, Kuya. Remember my diamond necklace? The one I wore last week.
Yeah, the expensive one, the one that you got from Italy?
Yeah, you know, I lost that one. Sad, like super sad.
So, are you okay?
Yeah, I don't get too attached with, material things. But my dad bought me this new pearl necklace. Like, this came under the sea, like super down under.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You like it? Ooh, nice drawing.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Like that reminds me of Japan. You've been there. My family, we always like go there during summer, like every summer because it's so cheap there. And their sushi is super great. There's salmon and tuna, like those are like my two all-time favorites. And their kimonos, they're handmade. Have you tried that? No? And their cherry blossoms, have you seen them? Yeah?
Okay, that's it for today, class. Don't forget your assignments. Class dismissed.
Before I forget, I got you guys some bracelets. Aww, here. One for you. One for you.
Thank you.
And of course, one for you.
Thank you.
I also love it. Let's go. Gosh, Manong driver is late again. Gosh, driver, I've been like waiting here for 30 minutes and it's like so hot and I'm sweating. Wait! You're not my driver!
Oh my god! Greta! No!
Greta was forcibly taken!
I think I know who got her. Drop the drink.
Let's go!
Once upon a time, there was once a very, very poor woodcutter who lived in a forest with his wife and his two children, Hansel and Gretel. One day, their stepmother told their father that they ought to abandon them in the forest, for that way the small amount of food they had left would all be for them. Their father was persuaded, and they abandoned the children in the forest. But Hansel, who was very bright, was dropping crumbs of bread along the path so that they would be able to find their way home. That night they slept, and at dawn they looked for the crumbs of bread, but they did not find any, for the birds had eaten them up. They walked and walked, lost in the immense forest. And in the very deepest part of it, they came upon a pretty little house. When they came near to the little house, they realized that it was made of candy cakes, and chocolate. They were so hungry that they started to eat the bricks made of chocolate and candy, stuffing them in greedily. But suddenly, out of the house came a witch. She was a wicked witch who built the house with sweet meats to attract the children so that she could eat them up. That was how Hansel and Gretel fell into the trap laid by the wicked witch, who shut Hansel up in the cage and gave him lots of cakes to eat to fatten him up and eat him. She set Gretel to work helping her in the kitchen, but she was intending to eat her up too. Days went by, and when the witch saw that Hansel was not getting any fatter, she decided to cook him and eat him even though he is thin. The little girl was very frightened when she saw the fate that awaited her little brother. The witch prepared the oven for Hansel, but decided she was hungry enough to eat Gretel too. She coaxed Gretel to the open oven and prods her to lean over in front of it to see if the fire is hot enough. Gretel sensed the witch's intent, pretended she did not understand what she meant. Infuriated, the witch demonstrated, and Gretel instantly shoved the witch into the oven, slammed and bolted the door shut, leaving the ungodly witch to be burned to ashes. The witch screamed in pain until she died. Gretel freed Hansel from the cage, and the pair discovered a vast treasure and precious stones. Putting the jewels into their clothing, the children set off for home. A swan ferried them across an expanse of water, and at home they find only their father. His wife has died from an unknown cause. The father has spent all his day lamented the loss of his children and was delighted to see them safe. And then they all live happily ever after.
What do you want from me?
Nothing personal, dearie. I just want the ransom.
Let's go. Thanks for watching! Bye!
know. Where did he? Unsa?
Rolling.
Unsa na?
Rolling. To reverse the sun, yun siya. Okay, camera rolling. Ay! Rolling. Ano ba ito? Camera rolling. Iya. Ang iba kasi bukas mo na iya. Camera rolling. Ganang ko snap. Snap people. Ana. 1, 2, 3. Nya, hindi yapon. Camera rolling. Go.
Rolling. You know what, Kuya? I'm like just so pissed off that our enrollment is today. Like super early. Like I have to wake up like 5 in the morning. Like I don't wake up at 5 in the morning. Like that's not me. And you know what? This enrollment is like postponing my appointment in the salon. Like I need to get my nails done. Like can't you see? My nails, they look so ratchet. Like, can't you see? Look at that. It looks so ratchet and I'm like so pissed off with this stupid enrollment. And we have to see our stupid teacher. Like I don't like math. Like our math teacher. It's like I'm really crying. I don't like this anymore. It's making me emotionally unstable. I'm so pissed off. That stupid math subject is really stressing me out. It's just stressful. And oh my god, our car is not moving. Like, can't you see? This is making me emotional. Like, our car is not moving, and I'm so pissed already. Like, stupid traffic. I hate traffic. Do you like traffic, Kuya? So I hate traffic.